Well, it was wild and wet and windy at Fir Park this afternoon, and underfoot conditions were difficult to say the least. But the game went ahead thanks to the sterling efforts of Fir Park groundsman Andy Russell and his staff. Andy came in twice during the night and then worked from 7 in the morning until shortly before kick-off to make sure that the match with Dundee United went ahead. Both sides still have a chance of European football next season, but 2 points today were a necessity. Archie McPherson is the commentator.
On Motherwell's side, still without David Cooper, and that's a huge handicap to them because he's meant a lot to the side this season. His creativity is very badly missed. They're without Nick Cusack, of course, who was ordered off last week at Tynecastle, but here's a defender I admire enormously. I think I mentioned last week, he reminds me of David Neary, a young David Neary who's playing against him today, straight back, positive in the way he plays. He lost 12 pounds in weight in a recent illness, but I thought came back at Tynecastle extremely well. There's Dundee United. They've been losing goals in an extravagant way, quite untypical of the Dundee United we knew about 3 or 4 seasons ago, but it is a club in transition, and as that is the case, here's young Paddy Connolly, surely a bright star of the future. I think he impressed friend and foe alike last week at Celtic Park. There's a referee today, the second longest serving referee on FIFA, David Syme, joined on that list in 1977. Goes to Pittodrie next week for the Aberdeen Hearts Scottish Cup tie. Off we go. Well, Graham Souness was saying in midweek that the reason the Italians can emphasize their skills is that they play by and large in a better climate, better weather with better surfaces, which encourages and makes the Italians so much better on the ground. And here we are on a day really that requires almost a medical certificate to come out, and it's blustery, it's wet, it's cold, and the pitch will be very heavy. Nice little touch in there. Gagan. Well, that's a very good ball. Good attack by Motherwell right away. Good piercing attack by Motherwell. Almost catching the Dundee United defence cold, and Alan Main was relieved to see that go past the post. Kinley. Now Connolly. Nice little touch inside and a bit too clever. Yeah, I think that needed probably a stronger dig. I think he was right to angle it. And United fighting for everything. You cannot allow Jim McInally to come on top of you like that. Padalainen brought down. Free kick. Well, there have been some nice build-ups by both teams so far, despite the conditions. Van der Hoorn shaping to take this, and he does! There was a deflection. That must go down as a very fine save indeed. And it all ends weakly. Alistair Maxwell deserves a bonus for that one. Now just watch that deflection there, and that's good. Right away, out of the danger zone, double-fisted clearance. Got away by Jackson. They're working very hard out there. Pitchers, of course, cutting up. Canelli, that ball bobbled badly for him. Connolly. Nice turn by Connolly. That's not a bad ball. Oh, what a goal! Oh, yes, that was a lovely goal indeed. I must say, well taken by Darren Jackson, but superbly laid on by Connolly. Now, really exquisite goal. He really shimmied past the player in the first instant, but that rattled into the net. That was promptly smacked home by Jackson. But a lot of credit, of course, goes to the build-up and the artistry of this young man, Paddy Connolly, number 10. Corner kick, Motherwell trying to fight back right away with 15 minutes of the first half gone. Almost to the near post, and it almost came off. Oops. You can see the pictures playing a part. There's Connery away again. Now has he got pace? No, he just doesn't quite have it. He just ran out of legs. And the bigger, stronger defenders came on top of him. A little more maturity. And this boy is going to be a real star. Madeleine. Big Finnish internationalists playing more on the left than anything else. Motherwell slightly disjointed looking. It's a good one to kick! Oh. Almost stretched out for it myself there. You just felt he was almost getting at the end of that. Nice little touch round, and that is free kick, yes. Jackson brought down. That was very, very close to the penalty box. Square, and that was well enough shot by McKinley, but it's to be retaken. Actually, he wasn't looking at the ball, McKinley, he was dreaming. Mr. McLean would not approve of that. So, here we are, free kick. Van der Hoorn just struggled away now. Here's a good break, Boyd. Motherwell captain finding himself in the striking role. He's got a lot of pace. Nenny goes with them. Has to cut back. There's Mayer, and that's Gagan who had come across. Now that ball, I think, really had no chance of beating Alamein from there. Ought to have played it back. Herbert break by Jackson. There's brave goalkeeping for you. No hesitation. Maxwell right down to feet. Well, I must say I'm warming to this game. Burley. Patterson is up. There is Kirk. There you see he ran out of claret and amber jerseys. Everybody was back for Dundee United except Paddy Connolly. Good deep one. O'Neill can't get it. There's the deflection of Tom Boyd. Well, it was Tom who hammered in the shot right off the white shirts. And this is the way it whistled in. I don't think it was going to go near the goal anyway, but Motherwell will get the corner. On a swing in there, the net's in. No. McCart is up claiming it. But David Symes says there was a push on Alan Main. Now, was it? Be the judge yourselves. Oh. Pushed, it was like a bulldozer going in. Well, Motherwell are now in fighting spirit. Here's Mayer. That's not a bad ball at all, and a great effort. Diggy on it. Certainly couldn't blame him for the way he went in, made up his mind immediately to go for goal, and just about a couple of feet wide. Oh, that's a break. Connolly again. No. Try to angle it. Way out of goal, though, and I think he chose to chance it just exactly at the right time. Again, he got the break. Had to take it quickly. He knew the defender was bearing down on him. Patterson. Nicely played to the side. O'Neill. Oh, he pushed it too much. Malpas has a very quick eye. And Freddie van der Hoorn came in. Now, one of the Motherwell players down at O'Neill, suffering somewhat. Well, this was a collision. It was Van der Hoorn who came in there, and I think O'Neill twisted himself. Yeah, he's going off. And that looks bad. Jackson. Connolly not quite there when he gets a break again. Connolly. Here's another break, the second one, running in a goalkeeper. Brilliant block by Boyd, showing his power, his pace, tenacity, and that saved the day. I think Paddy Connolly just lacks a little dash. He's a young lad. That will come, no doubt, and there is Mayer going in. Superb ending to this half. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, what an entertaining game this has turned out to be. I mean, last week at Tynecastle, I thought, to be absolutely honest with you, the game was as near garbage as you could get. And this has been tremendously different. A lot of good play. It's been tough as well. And I think the major characteristic of it is the way the young Dundee United players are playing. I mean, the goal was a goal of youthful zest, wasn't it? A little touch of impudence by Paddy Connolly to turn his man, set it up, and quite lethal finishing from the equally young Darren Jackson. And that augurs well, certainly well, for a Dundee United in the future, if not for the immediate future of the second half. Well, that's what they're having to do immediately, some plastic surgery on the pitch, and that really is how difficult it is for players to get the sort of control that we admire in the Continentals, with the better weather, the better climate, and the better surfaces. Well, Motherwell are certainly up against it at the start of the second half. They've lost Colin O'Neill, and of course they're losing by 1-0. And they've a lot to fight for on a day where it's been extremely competitive, but a lot of good football combined with that. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Come on, Stevie, get him going in there, son.
Touch inside. Way by David Neary. Good work there by McNair. Gagan. Good control, and Bobby Russell simply seemed to get in the way. That's a better ball inside. Russell, Gagan, and I think Bobby Russell was offside. Well, we hear, by the way, that Colin O'Neill has gone to hospital for an X-ray. There's a doubt about the fibula. I'm not quite sure just how serious it is, whether it's been cracked or what, but they've taken him to hospital. Oh, Maxwell struggling into the wind. Well, Mark, you ought to have done better than that. Push surely on Arnott. Coming from Krivo Kapic. Mayer again. Gets that ball to his left side and brought down. This time by Raymond McKinley. In. McNair brilliantly saved on second chance at it, and a definitive double-barreled save by Alan Main. young internationalist, of course, and no wonder. Look at the power in this shot here. That's all he could do, and again, showing the instinctive way he can cover his line. Malpas should have this, and Krivokapic coming in. Picked it up. Here is Connolly. Connolly did very well, and so did the goalkeeper, Alistair Maxwell. As good as a sweeper out there, and he had to keep his eye on the ball. He is an adventurous goalkeeper. Badalane puts that down. There's Malpas. Oh, he was up like a shot there. I may have mentioned earlier that there's a value of Padalena getting up. It's got to have somebody coming into it, as Malpas does there, but all the way. Wrong foot, actually. I think it should be taken with the left if he could have. Score remains 1-0 for Dundee United, though. 15 minutes left. Motherwell just being a trifle too tidy, for being caught just about there most of the time, and United looking infinitely more dangerous in the break. That almost came off from French. Gagan. No, there's no digging that at all. United had covered up well. Here's Patterson. Took his eye open though. That's well done though, and on it after it. Watched closely by Krivokapic. McNair. David Neri. Where Burley's found himself. There's the header possibly, and well taken again by Maine. He really does clutch the ball with certainty. Tantalising chip that. Watch the goalkeeper under pressure. Russell into it. And United haven't really been put on the rack all that much, but you can never tell with the wind blowing as it is in a crowded area in a goal mouth that is very gluey. Perhaps Motherwell can take some sort of advantage from this corner kick. It's a good one, and it's from McCart. The header, alas, lacked sting, but he did get up well. The original touch is there, and in he came, no problem. Darren Jackson tried it again himself. Push, free kick. Crowded penalty area again. They haven't cleared it successfully. Gagan does it, and I think the referee says it was a punch. There he is. That clearly demonstrated mind by the referee. I believe he said there was a hand used. And just out of frame there, it certainly came off his fist on the back of the fist, and Motherwell have been unfortunate there. And as the final whistle goes, or has it? No, I'm not anticipating, and I can show you, well, there it is now. So Dundee United get 2 points. They badly needed that after having fallen from grace last week. An excellent goal scored by Darren Jackson, set up by Paddy Connolly, and that perhaps is even more significant than picking up a couple of points. The very fact that the victory was youth-based.
Disappointment for Motherwell. The bad news about Colin O'Neill, by the way, is it was confirmed as a fractured fibula, and that really is a blow to Well, who are still a couple of weeks away from seeing Davy Cooper back in the first team again. Well, after the match, Archie spoke to United coach Paul Sturrock, who was well pleased with the outcome.
Yes, I think, you know, after last week, the disappointments of last week, it was pleasing to see the young boys come through, and actually we put in an excellent performance in the first half.
Well, you must have been delighted with that goal they scored.
Yeah, it's a good move down the right-hand side. Ball played over the top to Connolly, and the two strikers linking up. It was nice to see, and Dan Jackson took it exceptionally well.
Now, you seem to produce fine young talent with unerring regularity. Now, how do you do it? I mean, is it your coaching system? I mean, let's take Paddy Connolly. I don't mention him in particular, we've got other players, but, you know, he is an illustration of it. I mean, your coaching system is obviously very thorough. I
think obviously that it's a long process, you know what I mean. We've had Paddy Connolly since he was probably 13, 14-year-old, and he's just come through the system with the rest of them, and now I think he's 20, you know, he's been 6 years at the club, you know, 5-6 years, so, you know, that's the way to, correct, that's the way to do it. I think, you know, I think we've got 5 or 6 like that, and obviously Paddy's come through and he's done really well now.
Yeah. Now, the combination of, say, the older players and the younger players, how do they get on with each other? I mean, is it constant coaching for them, even on the park with the likes of David Neary there?
Well, you know, with David Neary, Morris Malpad's at the back, you know, they've the older heads trying to organise, and obviously, you know, consistency is the big thing to now for the youngsters, you know, making sure that every week they churn it out, and David Neary and the older players are talking them through it and trying to make them concentrate for the 90 minutes. I honestly think it's a concentration problem they have at times. But it's coming, you know what I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, you know, the people like Connolly could have a bad game next week, you know, or Alec Cleland could play bad next week, and 2 or 3 of the young ones might play better.
Now, your manager has long been a critic of the kind of football that can sometimes be played in the pressure pot of the Premier Division. It doesn't really encourage the ball player as such, does it? No,
not really. I think when you play with people 4 times, everybody knows each other. The team you're playing the next week come to watch you the week before. They know your set pieces, they know how you're going to play, and everybody's matching up against each other. It doesn't make for pretty football. Really, the winning's probably the most important thing rather than performance.
Yes, for all that, a real boost for United before next Saturday's Cup quarter-final with Hibs, and of course both of those sides now know their prospective semi-final opponents after the draw was made, controversially, at Ibrox this morning. The draw was made by the Prime Minister, and it brought together the winners of that United-Hibs tie with the winners of the Aberdeen-Hearts match. Even more confusingly, St Mirren, Clydebank or Stirling Albion will play Dunfermline or Celtic. The dates and venues for the 2 semi-finals, not surprisingly, will be decided at a later date.